What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another training vlog. I'm psyched, I want to get some training done. Bit cloudy, bit rainy day here in Vienna. Ideal for the climbing gym basically, and we're almost 4 weeks back into regular training, so I'm psyched to see where I stand again and, you know, try some pretty hard projects that I invented recently, and maybe also some color boulders, we'll see. But anyway, I need still to get my breakfast in because I'm starving. So, and what I want to do as well is pre-cook my post-workout meal again, because I think it's going to be a hard session today and I'm going to need some carbs and protons after this one. So we're going to cook the post-workout meal, and while it's cooking we're going to prepare the smoothie to get some fuel in, and yeah, let's get it done. Today we're gonna make another very easy, very simple to prepare dish. We're gonna make polenta with soy granulate to increase the protein a little bit. And for that we're gonna simply chop up some veggies, throw them in some water, bring it to the boil, throw the soy granulate in as well, which I'm already soaking at the moment. And then at some point when everything is done we're gonna add the polenta. Simple as that. We're gonna add the soy granulate a little bit later. Now we're gonna prepare this smoothie in the meantime while the veggies are cooking. Look at these beautifully ripe bananas I got at the market today. Amazing. So we're gonna take 4 of these bananas, super simple recipe, and 1 apple, a little bit of water, and breakfast is ready. Good glass shot. Oh yes. There we go. Simply amazing. Alright, so as you can see we're already quite close to the finish line when it comes to the cooking process, which means it's time to add our little soy protein. And we're gonna cook it up one more time and add the polenta. Alright. So we are ready here to see how much of this half a pack of polenta we can get in there. In case we get all of it in, it would be roughly 800 calories. So let's see. There we go. We've got violet polenta with a lot of veggies and soy granulate, and we also have got a little bit of this awesome breakfast smoothie for during the session. And close this stuff up. It goes into the backpack. And these two, let's hit the gym. Welcome back to the climbing gym, my friends. It's time for a little commentary again. This time I tried to track my duration of rest, so to say, with my stopwatch during this whole session, so that I can add a little bit more detail actually to this training vlog. So we'll see how that goes. As always, I started this session with a good dose of mobilizing and stretching. Mobilizing the upper body and stretching in the leg department. As you can see, I'm planning a detailed episode on how and why I stretch which body parts for optimal flexibility for climbing, so stay tuned for that. I feel like I'm making gains when it comes to flexibility, which is awesome since it can go a long way on certain problems actually. Took me about 15 minutes to complete my mobilizing and stretching routine. So as you can see here, the splits, it's going quite good actually, but anyway, let's move on to the 45er. And what I did next was I simply hanged some holds to activate my fingers. That took me another 5 minutes, and after about 2 minutes of rest, I did all my 3 campusing problems with another 2 minutes rest in between each, as I like to do it for my warm-up, as you know. And as you can see, I also incorporate some smaller holds into these problems so that my fingers really get started. And people ask me, like, why do you campus for warming up? You know, that's a pretty big stimulus for beginning. And 2 main reasons here real quickly. This way I just get the right intensity in to get my machinery going, as I have the feeling, without having to do a lot of traversing and stuff like that. And I can actually minimize the time I have to put on my shoes, which is always a good thing when it comes to outwearing of the shoe and also health of your feet, at least if you wear an aggressive performance shoe like I do here. But now onto the boulder problem, which I actually want to show you and analyze, because this one is a real beauty with lots of tiny details to examine and stuff to learn, I think. So let's get into it. Starts on this big violet pinch here with this little tiny foothold, the red foothold down there for starting holes. And then we've got the first big move up to this next violet pinch here. Really shallow hole, really greasy, and then a big reach to the left on this big round sloper here. And this one is already really greasy as well. Then we go up here to another pinch, this red one, banana hole so to say, and another big hole to the left, and then a far reach onto this big red one. As you can see, a lot of big holes, and then this blue-yellow pinch in front of the top bar so to say. And as you can see, yeah, really lots of big holes, but actually none of these big holes is really good. So here you have the big picture again with the whole constellation, so that you can think about what beta you would use to do this boulder. And I have to add here that I have to actually define another foothold at the start, or quite close to the start, which is this blue kind of small foothold here. And I have to do this in order to stay ethically correct, and we will see why I have to do this in a second when we analyze the problem, or when we analyze how I did the problem, to be more exact. And I started simply with hanging the holes of the problem, because I really wanted to get my hands and fingers accustomed to these big holes, you know, to this kind of slopey, pinchy, not very positive holes. Did a couple of jump between a few of these holes to get also the contact strength going, you know. And this is really cool, because you have to keep in mind that I still did not use my shoes in any way. So I already get some kind of specific warm-up for my problem without even having to wear my shoes. So here is actually the first shot where I have my shoes on. And as you can see, big move to the left. And here, this is one of the cruxes of the problem, to get from this big round sloper up to the next two holes. And as you can see, there are quite a couple of methods actually to do that. And one of these is this freaking awesome double dyno solution here, which I realized recently that it's possible. It's just an amazing move. So here you have a little bit of a close-up to these very greasy, shallow, not positive holes. This one especially is super slippery already, because everyone uses it also as a foothold because it's so big. And as you know, if you use holes as a foothold a lot, they get really greasy real quick. So here you can actually have a look at the starting move of the problem, which is an awesomely big reach to this second violet pinch there. A lot of body strength is involved, a lot of pinching contact strength. And yeah, that's actually something I like about this problem, that right from the start it's really hard. And as you can see, the second move to the left onto this big round sloper is a really far reach again. And yeah, that's actually, I think, the crux move of the problem. It's the hardest move from a single move perspective, but because it's the second move, I would say it's not the crux of the problem per se. So here I'm trying this move once again, already starting with my right hand on the second pinch. And as you can see, you have to place a really high heel hook with your left foot in order to get the reach to reach this big round sloper. And when we view this again, you will see that my right foot does something which is actually illegal, and that is utilizing this hold, which is actually not part of the boulder, as a foothold in order to push myself over. And I do this because it's almost impossible to not dab some kind of foothold in this region. I have to put my right foot in this region, otherwise my left heel hook would not stick, it would simply slip off. And this is the reason why in the end I had to add another foothold here in this region, just so that you don't illegally dab always on some kind of foothold here. And that's why I added the blue one, this blue bigger foothold here, which is actually quite unpositive into the direction where you have to use it. So I thought it's the most close to actually stepping the wall, which would be kind of legal in this situation, you know. So yeah, that's one of the downsides of having completely filled walls, you know, when you actually want to utilize the wall as something to press against or whatever. you will always step on some kind of holds, footholds, which are actually not part of your problem. And once you actually reach the big round sloper, I think it's a pretty cool detail of this body as well, this kind of pinching of the starting pinch between your toe hook and your left foot of stepping. It's really cool. And then preparing for the next actually crux sequence. And let's take a closer look at this one actually. So here's one beta. You basically go there, hold your body strength, let your feet go, and then kind of swing over to the next hold. And this is really exhausting for your right hand, from which you have to perform quite a hard move right afterwards. Another solution actually is to utilize some kind of toe hook or heel hook onto the second pinch and pull over this way, but I didn't manage to get my foot in there so that I can say, okay, this hook will stick 100%, you know, when I'm coming from the bottom. So I thought after some time, okay, why not simply jump there and try to grab the next hold instantly and make some kind of double dyno. And as you can see here, this solution is actually not that hard. It's not that hard, not as hard as the other ones, although it looks kind of spectacular and more hard in the end, you know. And I wanted to show you a tricky little detail which could explain why the double dyno is actually easier in this situation. And I think it's going to unveil itself when we take a look at this move from a more lateral perspective. So as you can see, when I'm doing this kind of body strength demanding move to the banana hold up there without doing the dyno, I have to hold a lot of body strength, and in the moment I let my feet go, I get a lot of swing because my feet were very far below this roof, below the overhang. And of course it's like a pendulum. If you are getting more energy into your pendulum, then you also have to hold more energy in your hands when the pendulum swings on the other side, you know. And this is something you can actually prevent by executing the other beta, because when you go for this double dyno, you have the choice to kind of lift off your left foot and kind of let it hang, so that your center of gravity is already getting dragged more to the front, you know, more away from the actual wall. And this way, once you jump and once you grab these two holds, you do not get such a strong pendulum force into your hands, and additionally also both holds in combination with each other are better because you have this kind of compression mechanism in there. So all these factors kind of work together to make the double dyno easier in the end, and that's why I went for the double dyno beta when I started to make some attempts from the bottom. And right afterwards it doesn't stop, it's not over. You've got still another big reach to this red hold here, and then you've got this super sketchy heel hook. And on this heel hook I actually want to show you another pretty cool detail of this boulder. As you can see, I'm catching the big red sloper here, trying to place my heel hook, and in order to create the kind of lateral forces which will allow the heel hook to stick, watch carefully what I'm doing with my left foot here. I'm slipping onto this round sloper more to the side actually, not on the front, on the upper part where I could get the most weight support, but I'm going actually to the side to get some lateral force here into my left foot, so that I have an antagonist force for my right heel hook. And in combination with these two forces pushing together, actually the heel hook starts to stick, and that's a really awesome feeling when you feel, so now I'm kind of pressing enough together so that the heel hook sticks. That's really an amazing detail, I think. And then it allows you to reach over to this big pinch right in front of the bar, the big yellow blue pinch. And then once you've got the pinch, you kind of really have to slip back to the upper part of the round sloper with your left foot, so that you can actually get the weight support again. Switch the heel hook from heel hook to toe tip stepping, and then put your left foot up to the other big hold from before, match the pinch, and finally you reach the top bar. What an amazing problem, I think. So much detail, not too easy as well. I think this one plays somewhere in the 7B+, maybe even 7C league. So here I'm setting up for the first big reach, which I luckily stuck. It was really close, and then trying to place my heel hook here, and I'm just not reaching over enough to this big round sloper, and I'm slipping off, losing my foot. It's So then I did another 4-minute rest, a little bit less rest as you can see, and then I tried the boulder again, but somehow I lost the adaptation for this first move, which is actually really hard for me. And so I tried it a few times back to back to get it back into my system, so to say. Failed on the second move here again, and then I kind of repeated all these moves one more time to be able to make another bigger rest at least, and try it for one final attempt. So as you can see, here everything works, and take a look at my right foot especially, where I dab onto this kind of forbidden hold there, which is why I had to add it to the boulder to stay ethically 100% correct, of course. Such an awesome sequence, this double dyno. It was really close that I could stick it. And then, you know, big reach to the left, and then you have to make some space with your right hand, put your heel hook, slip down with your left foot to kind of create this compression mechanics, switch your hook to stepping again, matching the pinch, and up to the top bar. What an amazing problem. Really happy to have this done. That was a really satisfying tick here. So this boulder went down after a session duration of 1 hour and 10 minutes, which pretty much overlaps with my usual peak that I have in my sessions, which I have roughly at 1 hour always, and then from there it's going downhill. So what I did afterwards was I got my hands onto another really cool project. I think I show you this one in another training vlog, and then I did also some campus boarding on the small campus board here, as you can see. But it was really moist already in the building, and I started to slip off, so I didn't want to hurt myself. Kept it short, and I was happy to start to smash in my post-workout meal. What a nice session. Project is done, and pretty nice progress on project number 2 actually. But I think that one I show you in another vlog, because it's another very amazing boulder. Now it's time to smash in the post-workout meal. It's always the best part. And then we're gonna head home, get some work done, I would say. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this little training vlog. As always, drop some likes and opinions if you did, if you've got something from the video, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Train hard, climb hard, stay strong, keep it up guys, bye.